Are you as lovable in real life?
I don't know. You'd have to ask, probably the people in our lives. That last question, I think.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
here to
okay.
say that
Steve?
Daniel is very lovable in real life.
And I could
And,
say the same, Steve. Yeah.
and
Hi, this is Kara. Welcome to Really Famous, where you get to know your favorite actors and celebrities on a super intimate level because I was a therapist and that's how I roll. Today, I am talking to Daniel Radcliffe and Steve Buscemi. Here's the backstory. Steve and Daniel are executive producers and the lead actors on Miracle Workers, which just kicked off season 3 on TBS. They were doing what's called a press junket, where they just line up interview after interview after interview. Since I do an in-depth show, I normally say no when I'm invited to a press junket. But I love Miracle Workers, and Steve Buscemi, Daniel Radcliffe, come on, I'm not going to pass that up. You will see that I only had a few minutes. I couldn't ask all the questions I wanted to, couldn't get to know them on the deep, deep level that I prefer. But towards the end, you'll see a hint about what may come later. Hi, guys. How are you?
how
Good.
are you?
Hey.
Amazing to be here with you. So I have to just a little disclaimer off the top. I normally host a 1 hour in-depth talk show. I don't usually do the press junkets, but
Okay.
I'm going to do it because I love Miracle Workers. And of course, both of you are amazing. So
Well, thank you for making an exception.
bear with me. Okay, bear with me if I don't just know the drill of like the quick question and the quick answer or whatever. I'm going to do the best I can. Okay, cool. So I'll Miracle Workers questions, and I thought maybe you could each answer them, and then I have a couple of questions that are more individual for each of you, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So your Miracle Workers characters are super lovable, endearing, like all seasons, each character. All the characters kind of are, to tell you the truth, but yours specifically. So, was that intentional or did it happen by accident? And are you as lovable in real life?
I don't know. You'd have to ask, probably the people in our lives. That last question, I think. But yeah, I mean, I think there is a warmth to the world of miracle workers always that is. There are very few. Yeah, in the first few seasons, there's like one very bad character in the second season and one kind of in the first, but like everyone's essentially trying to do their best and good people who are just come up against each other in different ways.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
here to
okay.
say that
Steve?
Daniel is very lovable in real life.
And I could
And,
say the same, Steve. Yeah.
but I mean, so is our cast. I think that's the beauty of doing a series. We get to play together, and then come back and do it. And this is even more special because we're different characters each season. In the first season, there were some actors like with John Bass. I didn't have anything to do with him. The second season, he plays my son. The third season, he's in the second season he's Geraldine's brother, and in the third season they're married. And yes, they're all very lovable. Um, I think yeah, the writers tried to infuse our characters with traits that people can relate to, even when we're doing stupid or bad or crazy things. Hopefully, they're still relatable.
Yeah, I think so. Because most shows you have to have that one like detestable character, but I feel like I never feel that way when I'm watching your show. So I think that's not easy to achieve, I would imagine.
I feel
So
like there will
congrats.
be by the time you get to the end of season 3, there's at least one person that you might be, oh, you're bad news. Yeah, but
Oh,
I won't say who
okay.
that becomes. Yeah.
Okay, I'll prepare for that. So let's say you could take any one of the characters from any season and have them as a real life friend. In real life, who would you choose?
I mean, the temptation is to say God from season 1, because having God as a sort of personal best friend would be incredibly useful. But he is also like he's kind of a hazard, so like I'm not actually sure if that would work out. Um, I feel like Geraldine's characters generally are kind of the most together rounded people in them. So that's probably like Alex in Alan series 2. Probably she'd be a pretty good best friend.
She's a badass. Anyway, oh, sorry, Steve, I interrupted you.
I was just going to say that I would go with Geraldine in any of the characters she's played in any season. She's the character you just want to be around because she just, even if she's, wacky or doing something crazy, there's something about her that you just sort of trust, that that you want to follow her. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you could take Miracle Workers and do a crossover with any TV series, so it can be current or past TV series, what show would you like to mix it together with?
God. I mean, I think the one that comes to mind for me, first of all, because it is sort of what we've ended up doing with this show, is there's an English show called Blackadder, which sort of did what we did in that it took the same group of actors and put them in different time periods throughout history every year. And it was with like Hugh Laurie and Stephen Fry and Rowan Atkinson and a bunch of other like very, very funny people. And I feel like, yeah, some sort of time traveling Miracle Workers Blackadder synthesis would be enjoyable.
Okay. Steve?
Cross it with another show? I'm not sure I understand.
Yeah, so like you take the characters from Miracle Workers and then you put them on another show, so they would interact on another show, let's say.
Well, I would, it would be fun to see these characters all of a sudden like in space. So I would go with Star Trek. That could actually happen, because they would often time travel, right? Like they would, I think they even did like a Western. Did they ever do a Western episode on Star Trek? I think they may have.
I don't know, but that would be cool. I'm going to go for that. Okay. And do you ever watch the show? Do you catch it later? Like, do you watch it, not for a screening, but, or maybe for a screening, do you watch it and how do you feel when you see yourselves on camera in these roles?
I like watching it. I mean, Dan and I are both executive producers on the show, so we have access to like the cuts as they come out, and I always watch those. And then I try not to watch it as they refine it because there's a lot of special effects. And then when the show actually airs, I love watching it while it airs. Even, like with commercials or whatever, I still like seeing it when everybody else is seeing it.
That's very exciting. But you're not on social media, are you? Because I would feel like
I'm
you would
not.
like that part of it too.
No, I don't do any social media, so. Yeah.
And
I won't be live tweeting during the episodes.
Okay. Because I feel like it would be fun for you to like be part of that conversation as it's airing.
Fun live. or terrible. I feel like that's a concern. Like I think there's like sometimes I love watching. I love like reading Twitter about shows that I am watching is really fun. I don't think I would like it the same way if I was also in that show and part of that dialogue. But yeah, I mean, I love watching the show when this is actually one of the shows that I sort of enjoy watching myself in more than I do normally, or I have in the past, certainly. I don't know if that's just the nature of the characters I'm playing or just, I really just love this show. Like I love watching everybody else in it who I get to work with. I love the writing. And it's something I'm really, really proud of. So yeah, I still get a kick out of watching it.
Okay. I think that's has something to do with the characters that we were talking about earlier, why you maybe like watching yourself in the show. It's great to watch you guys in the show.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you. Yeah, I think so. Hopefully.
Okay, so separate questions now, individually. Daniel, what is the image that people tend to have of you, and how is it different from who you are in real life?
I don't know. I feel like I figured out a long time ago that like if I was too concerned with what the image everyone had of me was, or trying to like work out and calibrate what that is, then I would go slowly insane. So I don't really know what people expect. I know they expect me to be taller because they tell me virtually every time. So I guess like that's one of the images they have of me. But like other than that, like I don't know, and so I guess I don't know how I'm different from it. Okay. Yeah, sorry if that's a weird answer.
No, that's a great answer. I know it's hard to know what people are thinking, and you kind of want to keep it a little bit separate. Yeah, that makes sense. Although the taller thing, like that must be annoying after a while.
I mean, it was annoying for a while, and then it's gotten so far past the point of that it's now just like it's not a thing.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Steve, I'm going to give you the same question. What's the image people have of you and how is it different from you in real life?
Well, it depends who I meet. I mean, and like what they've seen. So some people have been surprised that I'm, a relatively nice guy. Like if they've only seen me in, like Con Air or Reservoir Dogs, they're surprised that they could actually have a conversation with me, and I'm not, and I'm not going to threaten them. Other people who maybe just know me from like Adam Sandler movies, they're surprised that they're surprised that I'm just sort of not like wacky and weird, and that I'm just sort of normal. So I think those are the two things. Yeah.
And how would you describe each other
Yeah,
in real
we're
life?
actually over time. I'm
Oh,
so sorry.
sorry.
We need to move on to the next interview.
Okay. I would love to ask you that another time. I'd love to have you on my longer show. Invitation is out there.
Thank you very much. I'm sure
Thank
it will
you.
happen at some point. And thank you for being shorter with us today.
Thank you. I love it. Good luck with Miracle Workers.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Okay, so did you hear that last question? I am going to pursue it, so make sure you stay tuned and see what comes up. Tap that subscribe button, tap the notifications bell so you're notified when I drop a new video, which is usually Tuesdays, Fridays, and also Sundays. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram where I post behind the scenes photos. And if you have thoughts on this talk, please drop a comment below. I read them and I respond to them. So if you have a thought about Daniel or a thought about Steve or thought about Miracle Workers, anything you want to say about Really Famous, about anything, drop a comment. I'm Kara. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again very soon.